Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Maurice White, a diverse American artist, maker, and arranger, left a permanent imprint on the music business. At the hour of his passing in 2016, White had amassed a total asset of $10 million. He was the main impetus behind the famous band Earth, Wind, and Fire, serving as its essential musician and co-artist. Close by Philip Bailey, generally acclaimed for his visionary move toward White, he procured honors from distributions, for example, Energy, which hailed him as a visionary, and Assortment, which named him a driving force. His striking ability earned him a stunning 22 Grammy Grant selections, of which he held 7. Such acknowledgement cemented his status as a melodic light. White's commitments broadened a long way past Earth, Wind, and Fire, as confirmed by his coordinated efforts with a different cluster of specialists, from Dennis Williams to Share the Feelings to Barbara Strand Ramsey Lewis to Neil Jewell. White's flexibility knew no limits to his capacity to rise above sorts. What's more, working with specialists across the melodic range highlighted his unrivaled ability and adaptability in acknowledgement of his significant effect. White was posthumous drafted into both the Rock and Roll Lobby of Distinction and the Vocal Gathering Corridor of Notoriety as an individual from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Moreover, he got person acknowledgement with acceptance from the lyricists. Lobby of Popularity, a demonstration of his perseverance through inheritance as a productive author, emergency room, and lyricist Maurice White's, was brought into the world on December 19, 1941, in Memphis, Tennessee. White spent his developmental years in the energetic neighborhood of South Memphis, where he shared close ties with melodic lights like Booker T. Jones and David Watchman. During his high school years, a long time at Booker T. Washington High School, White's energy for music bloomed as he framed a melodic association with Jones coming full circle in what they tenderly called a bit cooking band. This early joint effort foreshadowed White's future as a melodic trailblazer. White's melodic odyssey took him to Chicago, where he sought after formal preparation at the Chicago Studio of Music in 1962. White's ability got the consideration of the Jazzman, an understudy jazz triplet at Crane Junior School, where he combined efforts with L.S. Satterfield Charles, Helpful, and Ware Merrick. This cooperation established the groundwork for White's development as a sought-after studio performer at Chess Records, denoting the start of his rising in the music business in June 1966. White set out on another part of his profession vocation, joining the incredible Ramsey Lewis triplet as their drummer, continuing in the strides of Isaac Redholt. His residency with the triplet yielded striking victories, including the Grammy-winning collection Swim in the Water, displaying White's flexibility and ability behind the drum pack, anxious to investigate new skylines. White wandered into songwriting. Framing an organization with Swim Flemons and Ware Whitehead together, they produced a way in the Chicago music scene, writing melodies for promoting crusades and, in the long run, marking with Capitol Records as the Pungent Peppers. In spite of the fact that their underlying achievement was unobtrusive, it laid the preparation for White's extraordinary vision. In a striking move, White migrated to Los Angeles, where he rebranded the band as Earth, Wind, and Fire, a name intelligent of his prophetic convictions. This vital second denoted the beginning of quite possibly one of the most powerful groups in music history, with White in charge as the visionary pioneer Maurice White, a complex melodic virtuoso who assumed a focal part in the ascent of the exciting gathering Earth, Wind, and Fire. As these band pioneer kid artist and maker by and large of their collections, Maurice moved to both famous praise and celebrated accomplishments. The gathering earned a noteworthy 6 Grammy Awards out of their 17 selections, got a sought-after star on the famous Hollywood Road Stroll of Notoriety, and grasped 4 American Music Awards. Also, their collections accomplished stunning worldwide deals of over 90 million duplicates, setting their status as a melodic force to be reckoned with. In acknowledgement of their exceptional commitments, both Maurice White and the band were drafted into a large number of renowned lobbies of notoriety. Their place in the regarded Rowdy Lobby of Notoriety, the Vocal Gatherings Corridor of Notoriety, the Musicians Lobby of Distinction, and the NAA. CP Picture Grants Corridor of Distinction fill in as a demonstration of their getting through influence on the music business. Maurice's ability and impact stretched out past his work with Earth, Wind, and Fire, he worked together with the gifted Charles Stepney on Denise Williams' presentation collection. This is Nye. Unfortunately, Stevie died during the recording system, passing on Maurice to complete the creation of the collection delivered under their creation organization. Colima Creations took off to number 3 on the U.S. Bulletin Top Soul Collections outline and a noteworthy number 33 on the U.S. Bulletin 200 diagram, denoting a noteworthy beginning for the recently shaped creation organization, notwithstanding his coordinated efforts with Denise Williams. Maurice White collaborated with the hair-raising young lady bunch Feelings following their takeoff from Stax Records. Feelings made progress with Columbia Records under the co-creation of White and Charles Stepney. Their third studio collection, named Blossoms, arrived at number 5 on the Board Top Soul Collections graph and accomplished gold accreditation from the RIA, meaning its inconceivable deals after Charles Stephen's unfavorable passing. Maurice White took over as the maker of Feelings in 1977. The Gathering delivered their profoundly acclaimed collection, Cheer, which bested the board's top R&B collection outline and reached a noteworthy number 7 on the Bulletin 200 graph. This heavenly accomplishment procured the collection platinum affirmation from the RIA, hardening its great progress in 1979. An amazing cooperation between Earth, Wind, and Fire and Feelings came about with the arrival of the hit single Boogie Wonderland. The irresistible track climbed to number 6 on the announcement Hot 100 outline and got the number 2 spot on the board Hot Soul Melodies graph. The tune's notoriety was additionally approved by its gold accreditation from the RIA in acknowledgement of his extraordinary creation work. Maurice White got a Grammy grant assignment in the class of Non-Old Style Maker of the Year. Maurice's tremendous gifts broadened. Past his own melodic endeavors, he teamed up with regarded specialists, counting Ramsey Lewis, Walter Hawkins, Barry Manilow, Barbara Strand, and Neil Jewell delivering prominent collections. For example, Ramsey Lewis Roots, Walter Hawkins Grammy-designated collection, the Hawkins family Barry Manilow's Platinum Affirmed collection, Barbara Strand's Platinum Guaranteed collection, Feeling, and Neil Precious Stone's Gold Confirmed collection are headed for the future. Maurice filled in as a maker for the Atlantic Stars collection, All for the Sake of Affection, which accomplished platinum accreditation from the RIA in 1985. Maurice White left on a solo endeavor and delivered a self-named collection under Columbian Records. This surprising collection, skillfully created by White himself, spellbounds crowds with its remarkable assortment of dance tracks and genuine numbers. Robin Danilo of The Watchman applauded the collection, depicting it as a heavenly assortment that displayed White's gigantic ability. The collection's prevalence was clear as it took off to a great number 12 on the Bulletin Top Soul Collections outline, hardening its place among the top arrivals of the time. One of the champion tracks on the collection was a charming front of Ben E. Lord's immortal exemplary Reserve Me. Maurice White's version of this adored melody included a unique visitor appearance by the eminent jazz saxophonist Gerald Albright. This joint effort added a remarkable and heartfelt touch to the track, upgrading its enticement for audience members. The overwhelming appeal of White's rendition of Back Up Me resounded all through the music industry, moving it to come to a great number 6 on the Bulletin Hot Soul Singles graph. Also, the tune made progress among a more extensive crowd, moving to number 11 on the board of grown-up contemporary melodies in 1996. Maurice White left on a new attempt by establishing his own record. Kalimba Records under this engraving, he proceeded to feature his creation abilities on the Metropolitan Nights second collection, Metropolitan Nights 2, including joint efforts with regarded artists like Ramsey Lewis, Helen Ho, Dosta, Verdine White, Jonathan Stewart, and Nye. The collection made eminent progress, arriving at number 7 on the U.S. Announcement Jazz Collections graph and number 24 on the UK Jazz and Blues Collections graph. Maurice White's commitments stretched out past his work with Earth, Wind, and Fire. He got an ASCAP grant for his uncommon piece of the subject melody. That is the type of behavior that most people will accept as normal, which filled in as the melodic focal point for the sitcom Hearts of Fire. This acknowledgement highlighted White's ability as a writer and further set his influence on mainstream society. White's gifts as a musician and maker were not restricted to the music business alone. He likewise wandered into the domain of film and TV, lending his abilities to outstanding activities. White composed and created melodies for highlight movies. Thanks for watching this video.